Good evening, everybody. I hope you're all enjoying the festivities up there this evening in beautiful Townsville in the tropics. I'm very disappointed that I can't be there in person. My wife and I, Natalie and I, really wanted to be there. Things conspired against us and we couldn't get there. Ironically, we will be up there in a few weeks and we'll catch up with some of our friends that are there this evening. Look, the reason my ugly mug is on the big screen tonight is because I've been asked to tell you a little bit about my research into type 1 diabetes, and my area of research is very much around type 1 diabetes in the brain and type 1 diabetes in the mind, so some of the psychological elements, things like depression and anxiety and so forth in diabetes, as well as some of the more core neurobiological elements of brain structure and chemistry and so forth. Before I do that, there's two things. First, I want to thank all of you for being there. This isn't something that happens by one person. Research isn't about the lone ranger. It's not a job for heroes. It's very much about teamwork, and that team involves everybody. My heroes are the people with type 1 diabetes and their families who come and be part of our study. My heroes are the people who get out there and help raise the money for us, so I thank you for being part of our team. We're working hard to put a big Uluru-sized tombstone over the corpse of type 1 diabetes. We need your help to do that. I know that when we do achieve that, and I have no doubt that we will celebrate in true Aussie style. We will put the eagles on the, not the eagles, I should say the angels on the stereo, and we will listen to Am I Ever Going to See Your Face Again, and I know that I will shout at the top of my lungs in reply to that classic question. I should also point out that as researchers we don't work in a vacuum. We have a big team that works with us. Some of my team, who I'm very, very proud of, are there in the room with you this evening. I'm not exactly sure how many of my team are up there in the room this evening. I do know there are two particular people that I want to acknowledge, and that is Jessica McDonald. Hey Jess. Jess has been my guardian angel up there in the research we've been doing in the north. She is wonderful, and I thank her and acknowledge her for that. And also Darlene Wallace, who is equally wonderful and is equally as helpful in our research. So hey Dar, I know I was supposed to come as your date tonight. I couldn't be there, but I hope you're enjoying it, and there might be some eligible men around for you anyway. I should also point out that one of the things that we've done in our research is, and I'm very proud of the fact that we've been able to get people in top of their fields in areas such as neuroimmunology, and that is looking at the immune system in the brain, and that's increasingly becoming very important in diabetes research because we're understanding that the dysfunction in type 1 diabetes immune systems may well be the key to understanding all of this brain-mind stuff that we're looking at in our research. One of those people is Professor Bernard Bowner, who until recently was head of psychiatry and psychiatric neurosciences at JCU in Townsville, and earlier this year has taken up that same role as chair at the University of Adelaide, and that's why I'm not in Townsville at the moment. I'm down here in Adelaide, way too close to the Antarctic for my liking, but hence we're here. What can I tell you about our research? We're looking at three, I guess, key areas. First is, as I said, we're looking at the functional areas of diabetes in the brain and mind. So we're looking at particularly mood disorders. So we're looking at how type 1 diabetes is heavily involved with, or heavily related to depression, anxiety, and mixed anxiety depression. And in fact, at any point in time, about 60% of people with type 1 diabetes will show significant symptoms of anxiety, depression, or mixed anxiety depression at a level that is high enough to affect the way that they can self-care, the way that they manage their disease, and a level high enough to disrupt some of the chemistry in their body that has a very, very big impact on blood sugar levels and so forth as well. Things like our stress hormones, for example. Part of that functional stuff is also cognition and how we think and how we process information, and type 1 diabetes, or people with type 1 diabetes, are at increased risk for problems with learning and memory, problems with executive function, problems with attention, and problems with processing social information as well, so how we can relate to others. And we're trying to understand that. The other two areas is, as I said, the immune system area. That's number one. very, very important. And the other area is looking at stress response and stress response biology. And this is very, very important. We think that this may be actual key to understanding some of the causal factors of type 1 diabetes. And that's a big area of our research. It's kind of ironic that we haven't done much with this stuff until recently, because we've known about sort of the relationship between depression and stress and diabetes, or we've argued about it certainly for over 300 years. Back in 1684, Thomas Willis came out and said that nervous system juice, or stress, and prolonged sorrow or depression are very important etiological factors in diabetes. And then we promptly forgot about it until we've come along in the last generation or so to look at it. So look, that's a very quick rundown of the research that we're doing on diabetes. As I said, I thank you from the bottom of my heart that you have come along tonight and you are supporting us. This is a team effort. It's not a job for heroes, as I said. This is something very personal to me, very personal to my family. I have type 1. I have been battling it for over 31 years. My eldest daughter has type 1 diabetes. She's now 18. She got it just before her 8th birthday. And my wife lost her grandmother to type 1 diabetes. So this is an illness that we despise at a very deep personal level. I made a promise to my daughter that I would do everything in my power while I yet lived to find a cure for this disease, but I need your help. And I thank you that by being here tonight, you are supporting me in that endeavour, and I thank you that by being there tonight, you are showing those of us with the condition and those of us who work with people with this condition that we don't walk alone. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your evening.